Yo! What's up, guys? So we got 2 in here so far. Alright, so in front of me here, that's the new rigid work table. Kind of using it as a desk right now until I can go get a fixed base router to mount the router in here. I was going to get one today, but I was running short on time, and it was either go to Lowe's and get a fixed base router or go to Rockler and get some cool woodworking stuff for a project I'm working on. So I chose Rockler. Tomorrow I'll get the router. No, we're not going to do the flex recip today. I'm making a long format video on that in the process of doing that. I've been just so busy, and then I injured my hand. Look how puffy that is compared. Look at that. That's my right hand. Look at that. Look how swollen that is. So it's been really hard to hold, especially tools that vibrate a lot in your hand. It's been hard to hold them. So I still got a few things I got to shoot for that long format video. No, there is no pile. You keep thinking that there's a pile, and there isn't any. But keep dreaming, right? That's what life's about, dreaming. Your dad has a router table that I never used it. This really isn't a router table, though. This is a work table. This is a work table, okay? Comes with these clamps right here. Comes in a nice little box. Guess what? This box goes underneath and clips underneath so that you can carry this around. So do the legs, and it's got this nice little handle over here that you pick it up like a briefcase. It's really light, too. It's really, really, really light. So it comes with this nifty little case for your clamps, okay? You can also fit other things in there too, just not your clamps. You can fit little things in there when you're going to job, you know. I mean, it's not the, I'm going to be honest with you, it's not the best well-made case, but for popping up in the bottom of it and being able to carry everything at once, it's a good idea. Little Orange Crush Mafia, baby. Coming out with some pretty cool stuff. So this is really a work table that you can mount a router to. Now, you got to create your own fence. How you do that? These aluminum things here that hold the clamps in. You put a piece of wood right here, clamped in as your fence, okay? So it's not exactly 100% foolproof. It takes a little bit to set up. But when you're out on the job and you just need to make a few simple router cuts with it, it can come in handy. Wow, we got 35 people out there. Double tap the screen. All right. So I showed you a little bit of the table, right? This, I also picked up the gripper, not to be confused with a bear's grr, because we don't want to talk about any type of bear, okay? So we got the gripper today because I don't ever want to have a kickback happen to me again. So guess what? Went and got one of these bad boys. What's up, Apache? That's a lot of hi-os. I pulled out the rigid radial arm saw to test, and I just got to set it up to try. Yeah, but guess what? It's 4-1. Okay, I'll just tell you real quick. I don't want to go on too much about it because I made a stupid mistake, which I never make, by the way. I am very careful. As I've said yesterday, I've been using heavy machinery and huge tools for over 15 years. I've never once hurt myself because I pride myself on doing the right thing. Well, as each day goes by, I find myself getting further and further behind. Bowling season's right around the corner. I don't got my shops ready to open. I got this channel, I got Pet Boys, I got this, I got the woodworking, I got so many hats, I'm running out of time in the day, okay? So I'm gluing up this cool makeshift cutting board out of all my scrap wood, okay? I'm just taking pieces of scrap wood and gluing them all up, different dimensions and everything, right? See how it looks, right? If it looks like shit, I'll never do it again. So I'm on the miter saw, and I literally just got to make a tiny, tiny little cut in one of these pieces of scrap wood. Well, it was a piece of oak, and it fucking kicked back, and that piece of oak went whap right on my hand because I was holding it. You know, I was holding it like this, going down. It broke in half, and the other half went whap right into my hand. Had pieces of wood sticking out of it and everything. I probably should have made the cut on the table saw, but I didn't feel like getting out the table saw, hooking it up to the dust vacuum, doing all that shit. I just needed to make one more fucking cut before I left to go to the bowling tournament. And it ended up costing me a lot more time. So let that be a lesson to other people. If you feel rushed and all that type of stuff, it don't matter. Because one of these times it's going to catch up to you. And it's going to cost you more time. And maybe a body part. Alright. Now that we're done with that. See these things? It looks like it just looks like a regular clamp, right? You know, your regular clamp. Booby dooby doo. I don't even know how to work this fucking thing yet. There we go. Okay. So, it just looks like a regular clamp, right? Like this is a regular Bremen Harbor Freight clamp, right? You pull it down just like I did that one, and then you do that, or you hold this and you slide it up, right? This can be a pain in the ass when you're trying to get a glue up and that type of stuff. Or even this is a pain in the ass because it takes forever, right? Well, watch this. These are like $25, $30 clamps, and I hit them on clearance at Rockler today for like $9. I should have bought them all, but I didn't. I only bought 2. So watch this. Let me get you on the action. Okay. So you take your good old clamp, right? Right? What do? See how that just went down spring loaded like that? That wasn't even a good thing. Hold on. Let me do it again. Woo! Now you can clamp. What? It's a one-handed clamp. No longer do you need 2 hands to clamp up your shit. Boom. Boop, boop. Tight. Ready to go. Ain't that awesome? I may be an idiot. These may have been out for years, but I ain't never seen them. And when I saw them today for as cheap of a price, and these are well made. Like, this is a shitty, and I don't want to say shitty, because these have actually worked pretty good for me. They haven't bent like I thought they would. They've actually been pretty good clamps, these Bremen. And I also got the Bremen parallel clamps. Okay? These have actually been pretty good, but this is Harbor Freight, okay? If you can see the difference, see how much thicker this is compared to this? And this just feels so much better, and it's more compact. Boom, see that? Got it? Ready? Boom, clamp, clamp, ready to go. No more messing with stuff with 2 hands and seeing how I only got 1 hand right now. That may come in handy, you know what I'm saying? Oh, it's spring loaded, brother. It says it right on the tool. It's definitely spring loaded. There is definitely, listen, there is a spring in there. Look, I can't even get the goddamn thing to come down. Listen. You hear that? It's a spring. It's a spring. I mean, I highly doubt Rockler is lying to us. Just want to show you. Spring loaded. Look, you can see the spring right there. Hold on. Can you guys see that in there? I can see it. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's right in here. Yeah, see the spring there? Right here? Definitely spring loaded. Dude, I'm not going to lie. Their stuff is a little expensive, but it is good. Their stuff is a little expensive, but I tell you what, I'm starting to become a woodworking snob, you know? Like, I started off with Harbor Freight clamps, right? Look at this, guys. I even got one of these. A Bauer brush clamp. There it is! Bauer brush clamp. Not. Home run. This was not a home run. This is probably the shittiest fucking clamp I ever owned. Okay? And that's why I went and bought these. This was a waste of money. I should have brought them back. So I went and got the Bremen. And you know what? These aren't that bad. I'm not going to hate on them. These have done pretty good for me. This, straight fucking junk. I think maybe you get 20 pounds of fucking clamping pressure with these. Like, you squeeze it once, you get it butted up, and you squeeze it once, and it clicks back at you. It gives it literally no pressure whatsoever. These apply. They give out. I am not going to be telling you Festool has the best tool. Shut up. Whenever I ever showed you a Festool tool, one, I'm not paying that much money for them. I learned my lesson with Snap-on twice. Festool does make a nice tool for woodworkers, but not in my fucking price range. Not when I got Bosch sanders that are just as buttery smooth as their Festool sanders. That's the only thing I would think I would want from Festool is like one of them 7-inch sanders. But they're like $800-900 and they're corded. It's all like, hold on, I'm buying a corded tool sander for like $800 or $900. Why? Because it comes in a goofy little white plastic container? I don't know. Not me. Haha, he doesn't shill for Festool. I don't shill for anybody. I don't shill for nobody. My name ain't the Den of Tools, VCG, Total Retard Zone. Let's see. Who's that goofy guy that always says, we're going to test that? Project Firm? Let's see. What's another guy out there that shills a little bit? If anybody was in the Discord earlier, maybe you heard me and a certain somebody going back and forth about certain edible foods, okay, that he can't just seem to let go, okay? Maybe we'll bring out the old code book for Mr. Tools with Souls tonight. When he goes live with Tactics later, guys, listen to me. Listen to me. He's not in here watching right now because he would have said something. Listen to me. Really carefully. Guys, when we're all in Tactics live stream tonight, I need every one of you to ask Tactics a certain code in the code book so he goes and gets out the code book for the whole night long so he pisses off souls. Please, it can be like our own little inside joke. You know how funny that would be if Apache asked a code question, but they got to be hard code questions, ones that he doesn't know off the top of his head. So, Sharush, ask Tactics a code question. Denny, ask Tactics a code question. I'm going to ask him a code question. Pat's Crawler Garage, if you're still watching, ask a code question. Yes. It is definitely not prosumer. It is PTP. Yes, guys. All the regulars that are in here, when we go and watch Tactics and Souls tonight, I want everybody to be asking electrical code book questions. Because that will force him to go get the damn code book. And that will drive Tools with Souls nuts. And I'll get my little bit of revenge on him. See, he don't even know it's coming. That's the funny part. Because I've been like, not firing back at him, you know. just kind of waiting. Well, this is the moment, guys. Instant whiteboard. Yeah. I don't know about that, Sharush. Because the only pile I got here is a pile of my tools. PTP, baby. Part-time professional. Wow, we got 62 people watching. That's great. What's up, Sayer? That's why I don't chime in on those things. I don't like to mess with people much. Nah, I don't care. Guys, I'm really not mad at them. I'm really not. But being the competitor that I am, you know what I mean? I don't like losing. Now, I always have a strategy. It doesn't always work out, but this is my strategy tonight, okay? Ask Tactics a million electrical code questions. I don't even know what to ask him. Maybe I'll ask him what raceways, and I don't even know what the fuck a raceway is, okay? It sounds like we're going to the Daytona 500 whenever he's talking about electrical stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, I have never been interested in electrical. I never want to touch it. My father-in-law was a big-time electrician. Taught his daughter, my wife, a lot about electrical. Christina talks about electrical all the time, and I want to fall asleep. I'm not going to lie. I've never been interested in it. I never really want nothing to do it. I just show up to Tactics' live streams and videos to support him, you know, and all that stuff. But I do... Oh, Tools with Souls is in the Discord. So listen up, guys. We got to keep this all between us. Don't be going in the Discord and telling souls. Don't be doing that. And let's all play a little joke on souls. I think it'd be fun. Ask him how to map out how to ground a bond and bond a pool deck, and how to tie the steel in to keep the same potential. Okay. Laugh aloud. That's a lot of money, Apache. Souls will be live in 5 minutes. What the hell? Figures, I got 100 some odd people watching. And they're going live in 5. I thought they said they weren't going live till like 8:30, 9 o'clock. God damn it. Well, that sucks because I literally got like 80, 90 people watching. But I don't want to take away from them. I just wanted to show you guys these cool clamps and just kind of talk to you. Don't forget, tomorrow night's our live. I got it all scheduled. Okay, so that way we're going to have that scheduled every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's grow that live stream every Friday night, because that's the night I can stay and go live for 2 or 3 hours, and we can do some cool stuff. Let's all not watch Souls. He has enough views. Josh needs them more. I don't really need them, but I also don't want to... You know, I don't want to take away from, you know, people who have helped me and all that stuff. So once they go live, we'll shut it down here and we'll let them have their audience, you know, because that's called respect, right? There's a mutual respect, right? Now, if it was a Den of Fools, I would fucking compete against him all day, every day. I don't care if he's got 1.3 million fucking subscribers and my little 8,000 subscribers. I would fucking go after him every day of the week. And I hope he is recording that. Soul's boring. You're fun. I'm fun? Wow. I haven't heard that too much. I get it, Apache. That's what everybody says. But I don't think... We've talked about it, but I don't think YouTube allows 3 different people to go live anymore. Me and Souls were talking about it last week, but YouTube does not allow 3 people to go live at once. Yeah, I mentioned that to him, Apache. I mentioned that StreamYard does, but he said StreamYard only does 720p or whatever, and if you're not at 1080, then YouTube doesn't push your live stream out to the masses. that in the lower whatever quality video, they will not push it out and be like a waste of our time. At least that's what he said. Yeah, but he says StreamYard, when you use StreamYard, it's not that high of quality, and then YouTube doesn't push it out to the masses. That's what he said. And, you know, I'm not going to ask the guy why. You know, him and Tactics built that. They grew it. That's their thing, right? That's why I'm trying to find somebody to go live with me. I wanted Caleb Ross. If y'all want to do me a favor, get on Caleb Ross about coming and we have like a Friday night show or something. Because that's what I really want to do. I really want to do something with Caleb Ross. I think his personality is opposite of mine, kind of like Souls and Tactics. So you get like different viewpoints and different personality. You can't have the same personality on the show, I don't think. I think that would clash, and it's just not good. Thank you, Sayer. I appreciate that. Oh, you have to pay for the 1080? Yeah. Maybe I'll bring that up to him. Maybe I'll be like, hey, I'll pay for the 1080. Yeah, and Caleb did not say no. Okay, guys? He said with his schedule right now at work, he's working like graveyard shift. So he's really not available at the times that we would need to go live. But I told him, listen, I'm really flexible, man. I'll make it happen. Whatever, I'll work around your schedule. You know what I mean? And we'll get something done. But he's also got a kid on the way and all that type of stuff. So his life is a little hectic right now. So I understand why he didn't say no, but he didn't say yes either. You know what I mean? I just think his life's a little hectic right now. Calvin, yeah, I've been working overnight shift for a cool minute. We work a lot with his company over here in California. Yeah, that's what he said. And, you know, I said to him, well, you let me know, Caleb. I can be flexible. If you're willing to give me an hour a week, that's all I'm asking for. 1 hour a week. Maybe sometimes it's 45 minutes a week, whatever. Give me that 45 minutes to an hour a week, Caleb, and it will benefit both of our channels. And we can mesh both of our audiences together. And I think it would be good for both of us to work together on this. And he agreed. It's just that his schedule's so hectic right now. I think his wife's on him a little bit with the baby coming and all that type of stuff. So he's got higher priorities right now than going live with Tools with Big Josh. I understand. Trust me, I understand 150%. But it would be really awesome if me and him could team up. Juan said he will go live with me. The people can learn with Juan. I'm not. This isn't coming off as being a dickhead. People who are listening to this, do not take this as me being a dick. But I think Juan would have to get a little bit more fluent with how he talks first. Then maybe, sure. You know what I mean? It's just sometimes you try to read what he's writing, and I really don't understand what he's trying to say. But he talks to Christina in Spanish, because Christina speaks like 7 different languages, and like she understands every word that he says. But when he's speaking English, it's a little bit rough for her. What did Sharush say? And still be in compliance 225. What are you guys bringing out the code book already? His wife was on him before the baby was coming. That's what made the baby come. Here's the question. Can you run a feeder using SDR cable through a detached garage, then feed another structure from there? If the SDR passes through the garage without serving it. Yeah, good. Keep coming up with these freaking good code book questions. We're going to get them good tonight. We're going to get him good tonight. We're going to fucking get him tonight. That's all I'm saying. about time somebody knocks old Tools with Souls down a peg. I have one of Tactic's old code books he sent me. What up, buds? What up? Yeah, yeah, there he is. I speak 2 languages, English and freak. One I use for my woman, one I use for my videos. Yeah, see, look, look, somebody told on me. I don't know who it was, but I'm going to go in that Discord later, and I'm going to find out who told on me. And then you're freaking on the blacklist. That's all I'm saying. It don't matter. We can still do the thing, whether he knows or not. Did you see what you did? You said you want to poke him with your stick. No, I never said that, you sicko. I said it was time to knock old Tools with Souls down a peg, and I used the stick as going down a peg. See, you guys take something and you go wee that way with it. Good effing luck. Touche. I'm running 2 streams and Souls Discord. He does what he does. I know you were. Look, It's Souls always gets angry when you accuse him of owning Makita tools secretly. That is a sign it's true. Oh boy, I didn't say It's Souls. I didn't say that you own Makita tools, even though you've called me a fucking salad, I don't know, about 86,000 times the last 3 days. I can't watch him fondle his wood anymore. Oh yeah, don't worry, you're gonna go onto the other live stream, and the code book's coming out tonight. Ah, shit. Yo, you know what he would probably do if that code book comes out. He'll probably just sign the fuck off. He'll probably just do that, and that's fine. Hold on, you ready, guys? Bauer brushed clamp. It's a Bauer brush clamp. This thing sucks. Watch this, guys. Watch this. Hold on. Watch this. Okay. I'm about to squeeze it the first time to apply some pressure. You ready? Hold on. That's 1. Wow. 2. It's not really. Oh, you heard it. On the 3rd one, did you hear it go click? Like, you can't apply hardly any pressure with these clamps. They suck. They suck so much. This Rockler one, I'm not saying you need a ton of pressure to do what you do, but this is beautiful. This is beautiful right there. One-handed, baby. Look at that. 2, 3, 4, 5. I could have kept going. I want to break it, though. These are nice. These are like $30 clamps I got for $9. If you guys are in the market right now for some really nice, smaller size, spring-loaded clamps that is literally a one-handed use, like that, look at that. My other hand was over here. These are nice. Right now, they're on sale at Rockler for $9. Guys, if you guys need good clamps, these are nice. I have a feeling Souls ate more lead paint chips as a kid than I did. Yeah. See, when I was younger, they were just starting to phase out all that lead shit. Dude, Harbor Freight is having a huge sale right now. Yes, I know that. Harbor Freight is having a huge sale right now. They got 40% off all Icon sockets and that type of stuff. I haven't really looked that hard because honestly, there isn't really anything I need from Harbor Freight right now. I got all my sockets. I got all my ratchets and wrenches that I need at work. I got enough here at home. The only thing I would probably be interested in is the Icon ratcheting wrenches with the anti-slip grip. Those would probably be the only ones I'd be interested in. I bought some Cobalt ones, but there was just a few straggler ones I bought. They're okay, but for $2 that I paid for them, they're for at home. I want something a little bit better for at work. I used to hold lead pellets in mouth while shooting. God help you. I need a 1/2-inch impact sockets. That's the perfect place to go, Pat. I'm telling you right now, that's the perfect place to go is Harbor Freight for those impact sockets. Whether it's Icon or Pittsburgh or even Quinn. All three of them are really good. Hell, I got a ton of Pittsburgh impact sockets at work. I use them every day. Going on 5 years now. Never had one break. They're not rounding off either. They have held up. I think I paid $10 for the set. They have held up quite nicely. I'm only with the family, but wanted to be here and say Roosh likes curry. Oh, there's Juan. Sarah eats cats and dogs. Wow, Juan just literally hopped on here to start talking shit, huh? Moving blankets, impact sockets. Help me name 8 more. Are we just talking hand tools, Apache, or are we talking power tools too? There are some good ones. There are some good ones. I'm not going to be a complete hater. What did Denny say? I can't convince my sister to secure her roof with Bauer clamps. I'll let PS5 Dolphin stay here so he can be safe. Okay. Icon ratchets are pretty good. They're good. I think there are 10 to 15 things I would buy from Harbor Freight, maybe 20. Okay, I'll tell you some of mine. Hercules hammer drill with the 8 amp hour extreme whatever performance battery. Hercules impact driver I think is pretty good. That's our gatekeeper for our testing. Every time we get a new impact driver, we put it up against the Hercules Harbor Freight impact driver. And if it can't beat that, then in my eyes it's trash and I don't ever want to see it again. And it goes back to the store. But if it can beat it, it stays in the pile. Maybe that's Sharush's pile. Who knows? Oh, they are live? Yeah, my numbers just went from like 89 to 39 like that. No, I wouldn't get the rainbow sockets. I got some of those, though, but I wouldn't get those. Those are just gay as fuck. Those are for people that don't know what a 19 millimeter socket looks like, a 17, all that type of stuff. I bought them when I first started because I didn't know. But after a while, those aren't even in my toolbox no more. They're like in a bag under my toolbox. Oh, let's see. We'll finish off with 10 things I would buy from Harbor Freight, and then we'll go over there and start asking code questions. So the Hercules hammer drill and impact driver. These Bremen clamps, whether they're parallel or just squeeze clamps, those are pretty good. The Icon sockets, Pittsburgh sockets, the ratcheting anti-slip grip wrenches, or just the anti-slip grip Icon wrenches to begin with. Let me see. I'm not going to lie, the Hercules 12-inch miter saw looks really nice. The table saw doesn't look bad either. Haven't tested them out, so I really don't want to comment too hard on it. They look a lot like the Waltz. What up, Rogers? What up, John? Rate things in terms of quality to 1 to 10. That's all relative, though, right, John? That's all opinion-based. I say their hammer drill's a 6.5, 7. Maybe a 7.5. Their impact driver is a 7. The Icon, like impact sockets and just sockets in general, they're probably an 8. The Icon ratchets, they're probably a 7.5 to an 8. Trying to think, what else do I really like? They got pretty good bandsaws. I've been using now the bandsaw station is a cool concept, but it is a pain in the ass to get your bandsaw in there and secured and square. You can get it secured really quickly, but getting it square to where it's cutting square, it took me about 5 hours to get it set up right. So once I got it set up, it was all good. But their bandsaw, I've been using the bandsaw a lot to make small little cuts, which I should have done instead of fucking using the miter saw. I should have just went over the bandsaw and made the cut. Their bandsaws are pretty good, so I give those like a 7.5 or an 8. Their compact and their regular deep cut bandsaw, those are pretty good. Their reciprocating saws blow. And yeah, their circular saws aren't that great. Trying to think. I'm having a hard time thinking. I named like 6 things. Oh, their tool storage. The U.S. General tool storage toolboxes and the big Icon toolbox, all of them are really good. I got those at work. They have lasted 3-4 years with no issues. Those are like a 9. I'd give them like a 9 out of 10 just because of how cheap they are. And they're better made than Huskies. They're better made than the Milwaukee box that you see at Home Depot for, what, an 1/8 of the price? So, you, TNT, and Soul should do a tier video. F2S rank. It's a good idea, but then, you got to get Tactics and Souls on board and all of our schedules to meet up and that type of stuff. But maybe that's something like that can happen. Yeah. Here's the thing, guys. I support Souls and Tactics 100%, so I don't want to get in the way of their vision or what they're trying to do and all that type of stuff. I respect them, and if they're open to that, I'm open to that. But I'm not going to sit there and, like, come right out and be like, yo, we got to do a video. Maybe if you guys ask a lot, maybe they'll give you what you want. But I've never been the type to be like, hey, yo, we got to do this, or we got to, you know what I mean? I don't know, I'm just not built that way. If people are interested in me, I let them come to me. And when they come to me, then we talk. No, you do not need a hyper tough chrome. Stop. Save your money. Save the 50, 60, 70 bucks and go buy something better. You seem like another AZ. What does AZ mean? I don't know what that means, buds. Send the troops to Souls. Yeah, I know, we got to get out of here. Like a mini AZ, but not a mini. But what does AZ mean? I don't know what that means. I'm completely YouTube dumb, guys, and abbreviations and all that type of stuff. Oh, I'm a mini Tools with Souls. Yeah, I've been said that quite a few times. I don't know why, but this is just who I am. You know what I mean? Do we got some similarities? Of course. We're from. You guys don't know this. He lived here in Buffalo, New York for a long, long time. So I don't care who you are. There's a certain attitude in every part of the world and or our country. We all got different attitudes and different stuff. Well, where we come from, me and Souls, it's very kind of in your face, honest, no bullshit, ball busting, that type of thing. You know what I mean? Where if you go to like California, it's more, hey, I ate my salad and I walked my little miniature dog, even though I didn't walk him. He was in my purse the whole time we walked. It was so cute. You know what I mean? There's just different attitudes no matter where you go. Yes, he lived. Yes, he was in Buffalo, New York. Yeah, he's said that in plenty of videos. Yep. Western New York. Can you do the rankings yourself? I don't mean a video with each other. Yeah, we could do something like that. He lived near us in Mini, California. Yep, he did for a little while. What's up, Chaz? We're all right, guys. I don't want to take away from Souls and Tactics. We've been on for about 40 minutes here. I'm going to sign off. Let's all head over there and start asking electrical code questions to drive them nuts. Have you ever been on a construction site? Leave your feelings at home. You don't need them. Have I ever been on a construction site? Yeah, why? I don't understand what that question's about. Oh, sorry, Jimmy. I didn't know what I didn't. It's hard to talk and read all the comments at the same time. I was just confused. I didn't understand what you meant. Yeah, I'll see you over there, buds. Do I know how to check a spark plug? This fucking guy. Golly, these people. Bennett, I don't know if you're being serious or if that's like a slight at me. Whatever the case may be, I don't know. Why don't you use some common sense and, where do I work at? And then, ask yourself if I know how to check a spark plug. All right. Like the content, man. Really appreciate the reviews and talks. Thanks, Backwoods. Yeah, I know, Jimmy. I just read that comment and I'm all like, is he trying to be a smartass or is he actually asking me a question? You know what I mean? But either way, why would you ask me if I know how to check spark plugs? Everybody knows on this channel where I work. And I wouldn't have been working there for as long as I have if I didn't know how to. So, Texas putting a fan together? What's up with that? Well, Pat, I did post some of the rear handle saw stuff. Did you miss it? I posted a couple of shorts. And the long format one, I'm waiting on another rear handle to come in. Because it's going to be this big collaboration of different rear handle saws all in one video, and we're going to rank them. But it takes, those rear handles aren't cheap. It takes, they're about $300-400 a pop. So it takes a little bit of time to acquire all this stuff, guys. I'm not getting this stuff handed to me from companies, so. I know I've been working on it for 3 weeks, but like I just explained. All right, Sayer, see you, bud. I know I've been working on it, and I know I told you guys I'm coming out with it. It's just I need to get one more saw, and they're not cheap, guys. They're not cheap. So as soon as I get that saw, and I also got affiliate link stuff I got to get done first. Like I got the Husqvarna wire crimpers. I got to get that video done. I got the flexi mount video I got to get done. I got to get one more Vivor inspection camera video done. And I got to get that laser engraver video done. Those have got to come first because, I made a deal with people and I got to hit on certain dates and stuff. And I've been working on that a lot because I want them videos to be really, really good because I just want these companies to be happy with the content that I'm making. Not for them to be happy to recommend their stuff, even though if I don't like it, I'm going to say it. But I want the content to be good. I want the quality to be... Sorry, guys. I want the quality to be good. He's on the floor unboxing a Hunter fan. Jesus. Yeah, because if you want shitty tools, just go with Warrior. Backwoods, to answer your question, what made me get into this, I've done like a short video on it. Long story short, and then this will be it, and then we'll sign off, because we only got 14 people on here. They all went over there. So I'll answer this, and then we'll all go over there, okay? Oh, where do I even start? Okay, so I was watching this guy on TikTok, and he was reviewing a Javin impact wrench. Now, you know, with me being in the automotive industry, I didn't have an impact wrench at home. They were all at work, and I never used to bring my tools back and forth. I used to just leave everything at work. And I said, well, we'll see if this thing can actually do some stuff. So I watched his video, and it literally busted every nut off his 78 Camaro. He even said in the video, this will bust every nut off of every car out there, right? And it came with a battery and a charger for like $70 with a case. I said, even if it just takes lug nuts off the frickin' tires, it's worth it just to have it at home, okay? So I bought it. Get it home, and I made, this was my first ever tool review video. I went outside, I hit the gun, and it did one impact and then like timed out, started blinking, okay? Tried it again, did the same thing. I was so fucking pissed. It couldn't even take a 90 foot-pound lug nut off my car that had just been put back on. They were brand new lug nuts. I just put all brand new studs on my car and lugs like 3 days prior. So it's not like they were rotted on or they were all brand new and shiny. And it couldn't do it. I go and text the guy who made that video. I said, hey, you kind of misled me a little bit. And I wasn't being a dick. I said, you kind of misled me a little bit. And what you're selling isn't good. And it's not even okay for homeowner use because it doesn't work. So whatever tricks you were playing in your video, it's not cool, man. And he goes, oh, you got a defective product. That will knock every nut off your car. I said, all right, give him the benefit of the doubt. So I called Javin. Javin sent me another one. Okay? Now you got to remind you, it takes a month for these things to show up because they're coming all the way from China. Gets here, does the same exact thing as the first one. So that's when I made my first ever fucking tool review video. It was outside in my driveway. It was a horrible video, but it showed how bad it was, and I tagged him in it. And then he started a whole war about it, saying that I'm a loser and all that type of stuff. And that's what made me want to start my own channel, because I didn't like how so many channels out there were just lying to people. And, you know, $70 may not be a lot to him because he's making whatever, $100 per video that he does. But $70 to a guy who's doing grunt work wrenching in a 100-degree garage all day long is a lot. That's groceries that could have been in the fridge. That's whatever. And I felt like these people were stealing from people. And I felt a certain type of way about it. And that's how this started. I started accumulating tools because I started woodworking. And then that became more tools, and I found really good deals, and I became more tools, and I said, you know what, I got enough tools now to where I can just, let's do it. Let's send it. Let's commit to it. Let's do it. We started this channel on March 1st, 2025. Our first video was showing 10 different hammer drills. Just showing them. We weren't doing nothing. It was like a 20-second video. That was my first ever video, and now, about 5 months later, here we are. It's crazy how quick stuff has grown. And I got to thank everybody for that. So I appreciate that, guys. Love you too, buddy. And that's why whenever somebody says something in my comments section of any one of my videos, and they say, oh, this is bullshit, you rigged this test, you rigged that test, it could not be the furthest from the truth. I don't rig anything. I don't have no particular brand loyalty. Yes, do I wear the Orange Crush Mafia shirt? Yes. Do we have fun with it? Yes. do I feel a certain way about certain brands? Yes, that's because they suck. It's not because I just chose not to like Bauer or Makita. It's because their tools suck, or Snap-on Power Tools. It's because I've tested them, I've spent my hard-earned money on them, and they suck. Okay? And when people say that shit, it bugs me so very much, because I really do feel like I'm one of the more honest people on YouTube in this space. You know what I mean? If it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. Souls is another one who is very honest. Now, do I agree with everything that Souls says and does? I agree with a lot of it. Maybe 90% of it. There are some things I don't agree on, because I come from a different perspective. You got to realize Souls is coming from a professional contracting background, right? I'm coming from hardcore PTP, DIY, that type of thing, and working in the automotive industry and owning 2 bowling pro shops. So I come from a wide range of things. So I see stuff a little bit differently than most professionals. But that's not to say that I still don't love the guy's content. I love it. Just because I may not agree with him once in a great while on something, that doesn't mean it's time for World War III and start making nasty comments. No, that's just stupid. We're talking about tools, guys. Tools. Christian the electrician. Like, I get it. You love DeWalt, man. I get it. You love DeWalt. That's fine. You can love DeWalt. But I don't know if I want my tool test people to be in love with a company that much. I'm just using him as an example. You could go to VCG. VCG changes his freaking story so many times depending on who's paying him and who's not paying him. Dennet Tools is so far up Harbor Freight's freaking ass. Oh my lord. You know what I mean? So the Bauer Impact is an absolute beast. I could prove to you not. And I don't even know which Impact you're talking about, but I'm here to tell you it's not that big of a beast. That guy is always standing in judgment. Who are you talking about, Eddie? The Tool Bear? Or Christian? Yeah, he is in love with DeWalt. And oh God. I mean, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. So I'm not going to be that guy. So I'm not even going to use his name. But if there's any tool testers out there that feel the need to literally go live and then read a tool company's website word for word back to your audience. I mean, we all make fun and poke at tactics for bringing out the code book. Bro, if you're reading DeWalt's website back to your audience, I could not think of something that is more boring and more of a waste of my time than that. Show us the tools. Show us. Don't read a box to me. When have you guys ever saw me read a box or the specs to you? Never. Because guess what? They don't mean shit. They're just little words that they put on a box to get you to buy the tool. Now, in a lot of cases, those numbers do meet up to our testing requirements. But there's also a lot of times they don't. The DCD 806, the DCD 801. I could bring up a couple other tools too from DeWalt that fell low, way under their specs that's on the box. So every time I see a tool tester reading the box back to people and not using the tool and saying that this is great because this is rated for 1,400 inch-pounds and this one's rated for 1,320 inch-pounds. Guys, how do you know? You didn't even use the fucking tool. You're taking their word for it? Fine, go ahead. But I'm here to tell you, I tested the DCD 801 and the 806. They are not more powerful than their previous model 800 and 805. Matter of fact, they are a lot less powerful with anti-kickback. It's almost like the anti-kickback should be on the 800 and the 805, not the 801 and the 806. I know they don't understand it, Jimmy. Like, anti-kickback is for big, strong tools that can severely hurt you. I'm sorry. This little ass drill, this little compact drill, is not going to endanger your life. It's not even going to break your wrist. Okay? Especially if you know how to use it right. But if you get one of them big, like the Flex Turbo or the 1007 or the Bosch 1330, yeah, those can injure you. And that's why they got the anti-kickback. This man looked like he could fix anything. I don't know about that, but, you know, I do my best. The power produced by Bauer Brush can only be used by a real man that can handle it. Pat, man, you're going down that Bauer Brush line way too easily right now. I did a video on it, Pat. I did a couple of shorts on it. It's 110% more powerful by a lot. The short I posted last night was the 800 versus the 801. Go check it out. Yo, yo, yo. Yes, I'm in Niagara Falls, New York, Pat. Power brush can only be used not wearing PPE with a lit cigarette in one hand and your wife yelling in your ear that you're never home. All right, guys. I said we were getting off of here 10 minutes ago because we got to get over the tactics and souls, so here we go. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with me for an hour. Don't forget, tomorrow night, we got the scheduled live tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. If you head over to that scheduled live right now and click notify me, it will automatically notify you that we're live. Please go do that notification now so that you don't forget. That helps out the channel a lot. The more views, blah, blah, blah. You get it. You know it. I don't have to tell you this spiel. Just do it. All right, guys. See you over at Tactics.